Welcome to our series entitled The IM Podcast, a podcast about innovation, business, and most importantly, people. In this series, we'll be talking to founders, executives, and various experts about their vision, challenges, best practices, and lessons learned throughout their journey. Let's get started. Hello and what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the IM Podcast. Wow, it's just a few days before Christmas. So I want to greet everyone listening and watching this. Advance Merry Christmas, everyone. So today I'm excited. We were just talking backstage and it was like, how many months have passed? It's almost a year. July 2021. It's the Do Something Bring Value founder today. The co-founder and CEO at Record, Ohad Ronen. Hey, Ohad.
Hey, what's up? Happy to be here.
We are so happy that you're back. We want to ask you more. And okay, first, how's everything going?
So, like every startup is a roller coaster, and we're always evolving, we're always learning new things as persons and also as a company. So it's always interesting to see things in perspective. And I also very happy to be in this show because you can see and everybody that want to hear me how I talked 1 year ago can go and do the comparison. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
How has things gone with you from 2021 to 2022? So first, we spoke about TUTO. Can you just take us through the journey?
Yeah. I will give you the background story. So yeah, we talked a little bit 1 year ago almost, and we started with a company. This is the same company, but we're rebranding the name to Record because we changed the persona that we going after, and I will explain why. We started doing smart tutorials for companies, helping users to understand what they don't know in any software and what they know, and based on that get more value. So as idea, it was really solid and good idea, and I still think that is good idea that maybe will come to life sometimes. But in the journey, we understand that we need too much people involved in the process in order to starting rolling the dice, right? We needed the yes of the product manager. We needed to bring to the table also the customer success and sometimes the product marketing team. So there is a lot of people involved in entering our software to companies, and when you doesn't have somebody that push it and have the authority to say, you know what, we're gonna work with that, it's really hard to take things going. And I think that for a startup in the early days that you have only an MVP, you need to think about something that is much more lean, that you can push things to companies much more faster. So we rebranded the company. We changed a bit the technology to focus on customer support teams. And now our product and our buyer and our user and our champion in the organization is this customer support, is the one person that is also the gatekeeper that let us into those companies. And everything changed. When we been much more focused, creating feature that is not a lot of feature that can talk to anybody, but really specific niche feature that we know that there is a pain over there. We succeed to bring much more traction in 2-3 months against 1 year in TUTO. So this is for compare. So I think our lesson was listen to our customers, listen to our people that we talk with, try to figure out what doesn't work. And then we started from creating an experiment. We created a use case experiment. We said, let's try to bring to the table to life a product in 2 weeks, a feature in 2 weeks, and to push it out there and to see what happened. And it was amazing to see the differences between the two of the products and the two different way of marketing and focusing So it was really key learning for me as a founder.
Okay, thank you for sharing. So, what do you do at Record? Can you tell us more about the product?
Yeah. So at Record, we basically bring a new way to communicate user issues with the company and internal teams inside the company, and much more than that. Our technology enables the end user to record his issue. It's not a screen recording. We capture his events and all the things that happen in the background. And then we send it to the customer support agent that can see everything from visual representation of the problem. He can see transcript of what the user said that he's experiencing, and also see all the console log errors, network issues, and he basically can start solving the issue instead of going back and forth, asking question, going live on Zoom and try to let the user understand what he needs to do in order to provide the information needed. So we basically cut a lot of things in the way, and we put on that another layer of AI that enable other support agent basically understand what will be the best answer, because we already see the same problem. So we can link problem with solutions or problems with problems and provide much more faster experience to the end user to get issues resolved, right? We said our liner is think that today taking days and sometimes hours, with Record can become minutes and sometimes seconds. And this is what we do.
Yes, it's really a pain. I mean, corresponding to the customer support, and then you have to wait for a day until he comes back, right? But if you can...
And much more than that, yeah.
Yes, and you said there are cases where you get to Zoom calls just to resolve issues.
Yeah, a lot of companies, what they need to do today is basically schedule time with their end user and ask question in a live session, and guide him what to do on top of his browser, instead of give him our link and then all these long process are resolved basically, because you have what the user explained and also what happened in the background. So you can make the connection and start solving the problem instead of going back and forth.
Yeah, and speaking of issues or problems, technical issues. So a while ago we encountered something. I'm not sure if it's okay, I mean, for Riverside to air this specific issue, but what happens? Example, we have Record here. What do you do?
Yeah, so we had an issue in Riverside, and I said that we also know the customer support of Riverside. So we doesn't know as user what happened, right? For us, we get a black blank screen, and now, we just disappeared, and we need to refresh the page and to do all over again. So we need to first notice them that there is a problem occurred. And most of our customers, what they do, they basically will enable their customers click on a button and then record their issue again, or see what happened in the background. We created 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get black screen. And then she basically can see also in our session history that we counter an error, and to be able to see what happened there using the logs that we record at the background. So she can start to understand what happened, and if it's something that needed to be shared to the support team, she can use the shareable link in order to share the relevant record with the relevant team inside a company and save a lot of time solving issues. And we, as end user, get better experience to explain what we're experiencing with all the data that the company need, and we basically breach on this gap and provide everything they need in order to start solving the issue. Instead, most of the time we go to chat and try to explain with a lot of words what happened, and it's not convenience. This is not how we communicate as human beings.
Yes, it's not the perfect customer experience, right? Okay, and what triggered that? Okay, this idea, we will support the customer support in resolving issues like ticket issues.
So when we work on TUTO, we understand, like, in the end, that a lot of knowledge bases being managed by customer support teams and not product teams or not success teams. The reason behind that is that knowledge base is out there not to guide us as users or teach us as users or train us, but for the company to reduce number of tickets. Because the operation cost of supporting issues is very expensive, because there is a people in the end. It can be an R&D, it can be support. And we had this moment that we said, you know what, maybe we need to try something else. And we had like few ideas written that we thought that it might be something that worth exploring, because we also as users using a lot of tools in the company, and one of them always when we had an issue ask to download Loom and send them videos, and we said, why they do that? Why they not like integrate something to their process of like asking for me? It's too much friction to ask from the user to download something like extension and then understand how to use it and then record something and send them the link. So if we can take this process and tell them, you know what, you can do it better, faster, and get what you want, let's start from there. And then we thought that the process is very easy. Like this is the pain. Like it's hard to get what you need from your users. And when we dig into that, we understood how much storm it is, how much painful for all the teams, R&D, support, to communicate what happened with the end user, and how much time wasted because the process that we have today is not sufficient. And this is even before I talk about our AI model to even take it farther. Today it's broken. And every conversation that we brought up this problem, we get the same answers, we get the same results, we get like very engaged customer support teams that said basically, yeah, we waste a lot of time, we solving the wrong issues because we don't understand the user. So as we go with this venture and with this product, we basically understand that the issue and the pain is much more bigger than what we thought in the beginning, even when we're going deep dive into that and talking with support leaders. So I'm happy that we are in this place that we can really make a change in customer support future.
Yeah, an impact to the customer support circle. Okay, so you said we don't solve the real problems, or now you know better, or you understand the problem better because it's faster and you can easily like get the data or visually, right? Can you tell us a story about that? Like one specific story or one specific company, or I don't know if you can mention, but one specific instance.
Yeah, I think that we worked with a company called Dataloop. It's an Israeli company. So they have a product that enable other user to create AI models and other users or annotators to annotate data and tagging the data. And sometimes these differences between those two people in this marketplace, because those are speaking one language and others speaking another language, and the support need to be the bridge between those two different groups, they have a lot of problems in communication. And because they have like a really, really complicated tool, but very valuable, there is a lot of issues that becoming during the process. One of them, for example, is because one of the people that annotate the data and tagging the data is in places without good connection to the internet. Sometimes what happened, they trying to upload an image to the software, and what happened, it taking a lot of time, but it something that happened in the background, and the end user doesn't understand that, and sometimes think that there is a bug over there, and it's just a network issue, and then he basically can record his issue right now, and then it will open a new ticket for record, and they can see the network request and the network response in this record and understand what happened. If it was like an how-to problem, like he wasn't patient enough and he need to wait, and then, or there is a real issue in the server that need to be fixed. And if we take it further, sometimes support have a huge role in how the product need to work, right? Because if the support will see that too much people have this issue around like network issue, around like uploading a photo using record our data, they will be basically suggest to the product team to maybe you should put here like a loading bar. Maybe you should do something in order to reduce this number of tickets. But we empower them to understand that using our tool.
Interesting. Yes, interesting. First, because, sometimes, yes, you're right, we don't have patience to check knowledge base. Like, FAQ, frequently asked questions. What if this happens to me? Then you have to check this, right? And there's a lot of things there, technical words. Sometimes it's really hard to explain, right? And, okay, how about the impact or the feedback where you got very, very happy? Because like, okay, record helped us really a lot here, the impact of your product.
I think that it's something that you see underlying what they say, because they say, we want it, we know that it's going to help us. So there is that. But sometimes what we get is like, I show that to our R&D team, and they like really like that because it will help them to save also a lot of time. And they talk about the process of installing record and embedding record with a smile. So I think there it do something to your heart to see that people devoting time talking with you, like with our design partners, we working weekly basis. We get a lot of information from them, and they help us to shape the product. But when we talk about with other customers, and they talk with a smile, or customer devoting a lot of time and effort to send us like feature requests and what we need to do.
Yes, we are almost done with 2022. What are you doubling down next year, Ohad?
So we're running very fast right now. And we starting to look on revenue after we kind of get strong validation of the pain, and we have strong validation for the product roadmap, right? We even started like to plan even much more further to the future, because we know that things not gonna be changed. We're really focused on what need to be done, and we going to conquer that. So it will be mainly revenue. It will be mainly spread and growth from company to company. And I will be happy if we will be able to create record to be a common practice, basically. Because, like, I don't know how much time ago it was creating a form to create a ticket or sending an email, and then the chatbot comes, and also the chatbot has like a huge potential today, and we providing like a different approach, or something that ends with the chatbots. And I think that if we can provide this to be a common practice in any SaaS company, it will be great. We have a lot of where to go, right? The journey is just beginning, but I make sure that we will make it happen, and everybody, millions of people over the world, we will be able to communicate issues better and get faster results to things that make us very frustrated when we're using software sometimes.
Really exciting times, and we are cheering for you. I mean, your journey.
Thanks.
Okay, so you are, okay, this is like fast talk, okay? Because a while ago I said we have surprise questions because you are big on productivity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And customer value, but it's fast talk. So don't think too much. Like when I ask a question, just answer right away as fast as you're moving right now.
Okay.
Okay. So in a startup, what project most needs your attention as a CEO?
It's depend of the time. It will be funding, mainly funding. Make sure that the company operate.
Okay, what time are you most productive? Like they say, magical time of the day.
Morning.
What interrupts you?
My wife phone calls.
Give 3 factors that affect productivity. I mean, in general.
It will be focus. It will be fast capturing, to capture everything. And the third will be planning, like to know how to take what to capture and execute on it.
Okay, what do you think is the biggest productivity challenge right now?
I think is focus, because it's something that you doesn't have tools help you to understand what your focus here is. Like you need to understand what the focus and see if you really choosing the right task to do in order to achieve what your goal is. And I think this is really hard because it's really deep dive questions.
Okay, yes. Like they also say multitasking, right, is good, but it's really not good. Okay, procrastination, interruption, poor communication. Which do you hate the most?
I would say pure communication, because I think it's something that can lead to problems in both sides, right? Procrastination is something that I need to work on. But when we think about bad communication, it's something that affects more than one people.
Okay, last question is, when can you say that Record is successful?
It's a nice one. I think that I can say that when we'll see that really we changed how customer certification is from all these processes that sometimes can be very, very hard, but in scale. Not like 1-2 users. It will be a huge success and milestone that we already have and we're happy. But when it will become something that any end user will request from companies, then I will know that we succeeded.
Okay, thank you. So, for those who want to improve retention and want help, I mean, lightning fast help for their support and more efficient, like forget the inefficient time with Zoom calls, how can they connect with you?
So, I'm always really connected person. You can reach out in LinkedIn. My Slack is OhadNR, OHADNR. So you can directly DM to me. But you also can look at our website. It's to record it, like to record.it. This is the website, TORECORD.it. Record it, right? So you can check over there also. And I'm assuming that when this podcast will be uploaded, you will have all the links necessary.
Can you just say, hello, I'm Ohad Ronen, and I am on the I Am podcast?
Yeah, sure. Hello, I'm Ohad Ronen, and I'm on the I Am podcast.
Thank you very much. Advance Merry Christmas to you and your team.
Thank you
and
very
all
much.
the best
Yeah.
to record it.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
This podcast is powered by imops.io. Optimize your cloud infrastructure and CI/CD process with imops.io dedicated DevOps team. Check out www.imops.io and get a DevOps team now. Make sure to check out www.imops.io if you want to know more about us. Subscribe to our podcast so you can get notified every time we post a new video. Thank you, and you have a great day.